So welcome friends, our second sessions of the CPU. In last sessions we learned how to identify the CPU, then we learned what are the things required to run the CPU, then we learned their generations, their concept, internal functions. From this video we're going to learn what are the things are required and the test point of the CPU. So first CPU require the power. So what are the powers required? So latest generation CPUs require these powers. So first is require RTC VCC, that is a 3.3 volt. Then before power on button is require a 3.3 volt, that is called the DSW. DSW stand for deep sleep wake up signal. So these two voltages are required before power on, and then once the laptop's motherboard's power on, then CPUs require this 1.05 volt, that is going to the PCH, because here the PCH and CPU is a merge, that is on the single chips. So that is 1.05 volt required. Then 1.2 volts, that is a DDR4 supply, that is 1.2 volt is required. And the finally CPU core and the graphics core voltages are required. So these are the voltages are required to run the CPU. So they are the different voltages are there. Okay. Then these are the three power good signal. First, this power good signal is called the DPWROK. The DPWROK, deep sleep power OK signal, and this signals requires before power on button. Okay. Once CPU got this two power, that is 3.3 DSW and RTC VCC, then he should get this DPWROK signal, and then only he turn on. When CPU got all this power, then CPU got this two confirmation signal, that is called a PCH power OK signal, and then system power OK signal. The system power OK signal is a final confirmation signal to the CPU, saying CPU that this all power rails are okay. Just remember this point, I am repeating again. The system power OK signal is a confirmation signal that CPU got all these powers from RTC to RTC to graphics core voltage. Okay, so once CPU got this confirmation signal, that is a system power OK, then after CPU omit one signal, that is called the PLT reset, it's called the platform reset. If this signal is not appear after this signal, then there's the possibility your CPU is not working. Okay, so this signal should come out, platform reset or the PLT reset. Then CPU have a crystal 25 megahertz. The CPU basically have a two crystals here. One is 32.7 kilohertz. This is for RTC section, real time clock, and the one more crystal is there, that is a 25 megahertz crystal, that is for the clock. The clock is generate a different frequencies to work the CPU sections. So if the clock section is working, then how we'll check that here is a LPC clock is here, LPC clock, and this section we can check on the SIO, it's called the LPC clock, and the frequency is something around 33 megahertz. So this signal we can check on the oscilloscope. Okay, and then after this BIOS started running, CPU need the BIOS also. This is called the SPI bus, serial peripheral interface bus. These are the important pins are the chip select, then read pin, then write pin, and the clock pins. And suppose the chip select and clock is not coming, then you have to check this crystal. Why, if the crystal is okay, if the crystal is okay but still these signals are not coming, then again the CPU is a faulty. So these are the some important pin I explained. Now we'll go to the next slides. In this slides, if the laptop is not powering on, when we press the power button, SIO is functioning properly, but laptop is not powering on, laptop is not responding, then which are the important signal we have to check? I given here the number. First you have to check the RTC VCC, that is a 3 volt, that is coming from the RTC CMOS battery. Then the RTC reset, This RC circuit, resistor and capacitor circuit, generate a delay circuit which is a 3 volt. Then these are the two supply deep sleep wake up signal and suspend signal. It's called a VCC DSW and VCC SUS. That will be the 3 volt. So you have to check this 3 volt is coming from the 3.3 volt buck converters, and the next signal generated by the SIO, that is called the DPWROK, that is also 3 volt. So you have to check this signal, and then PCH, this CPU will omit one signal, that is called SLP SUS. Okay, then after that, once we press the power button, the SI will generate this signal RSM RST called the resume and reset, and then this 303 pulse will be given to the CPU called the PM power button or DNB power button. It's called the power switch. SI is saying to CPU that the power button is pressed. Now once CPU got the signal called the power button, then he is supposed to generate these two signals called SLP underscore S4 and SLP underscore S3. So these are the two wake up signal given to the SIO, and this signal is supposed to be a 3 volt after pressing the power button. But if this signal is not going to 3 volt after pressing the power button, and if all the signals are perfect, these are the input signal are perfect, but this output signal is not coming, in that case the CPU is a bad. So this is a confirm signal, that if all the input signals are coming but still the output signal is not coming, in that case you confirm that the CPU is bad. So these are the test signal when the laptop is not powering on. In this screen, these are the no display signal when your laptop is powering on but it's not giving the display. So these are the test point. So first you have to check the system power OK signal. The system power OK signal is an input signal. I already told that when your all powers are OK, including the CPU core and graphics core, at that time the system power OK signal is generate this signal. This signal is a 3 volt saying CPU that all power are stable. Then after that the CPU omit this signal is called the platform reset, it's called the PLT reset. This also be a 3 volt. If this signal is not coming, then the CPU is bad. Okay, but if this signal is coming, the next thing is this a crystal 25 megahertz crystal generating the 25 megahertz clock, and this here the multiplier, the clock section is there on the CPU which generate a different clock frequency, and one of the frequency we can check on the SIO, it's called the LPC clock, and that LPC clock is 33 megahertz. This signal we can check with the help of oscilloscope, and if this signal is coming, then our clock section is working. If this signal is not coming, then the clock section is not working. In that case again the CPU is bad. Now if this signal is coming, the next signal is CPU start reading the BIOS. BIOS pin number 1 is a chip select, BIOS pin number 2 is a read pin, BIOS pin number 6 is a clock pin. So we have to connect our oscilloscope to pin number 6 and just turn on the laptop. In that case you should get some pulses, and same pulses you should get at pin number 1 and pin number 2. If those pulses are coming, then CPUs are responding. If those pulses are not coming, then the CPU is not responding. After that, if the BIOS is a perfect, BIOS is a book to the CPU, is a textbook to the CPU. What the CPU do is, he is a read the BIOS and do accordingly whatever the BIOS says. So now if the BIOS is a perfect, and when the CPU read the BIOS, and then after that CPU reset the RAM, it's called the DRAM reset, and this signal is going to the RAM connector. If the in DDR3 RAM, there will be the 1.5 volt. If it's a DDR3L, then the 1.35 volt, and if it is a DDR4, then this voltage will be 1.2 volt. This is called the DRAM reset, step number 5. Okay, and then after that the CPU start communicating with this RAM, and how we'll come to know whether the CPU is communicating with the RAM or not, so that we have to use an oscilloscope and we have to check this DDR CS pin. CS stand for chip select, and then we'll find the waves we'll find on this oscilloscope. So this signal you have to check with the help of oscilloscope, but the DRAM reset you can check with the help of multimeter also. After that, if this signal is coming, then after that CPU drive this signal is called the EDP VDD enable. This is the enable signal to the LCD sections. There is a LCD VDD signal, that is a 3 volt, and if the everything is okay, like if the CPU is a perfectly alright, if the graphics section is perfectly alright, then the RAM is alright, then the BIOS is alright. After that, if the power on self is completed, then the CPU drive this 3 volt signal, enabling to the 3.3 volt to the LCD VDD. After testing all the signal, like CPU check all this communication, and we check all this power on self test, we check all the devices, and then after that final stage, CPU generate this EDP VDD enable signal, and then there is one communication protocol is called a EDP aux signal. The EDP aux signal is a communication between LCD and the CPU, whereas LCD tells CPU that his resolution and the size. So accordingly, CPU generate this EDP TX signal. This EDP TX signal is a video informations to the display, and then CPU start generating this graphics information to the display, and then the displays appear. So in this way the display appear on the screen. Okay, so if your in your laptop, if display is not coming, laptop is powering on, then in that case you have to check all this signal step by step. So you have to follow first system power okay signal, then you have to check PLD reset. If system power okay is coming, PLD reset is not coming, then suspected against CPU. Then you have to check the clock. The crystal is connected here 25 megahertz. If this clock is not coming, you have to check the crystal. If the crystal is okay but the clock is not coming, the CPU is bad. Then you have to go to the BIOS. Your BIOS should be the perfect. All the things of the BIOS written should be the perfect. If BIOS is okay but the DRAM reset is not coming, then the CPU is bad. If the BIOS is okay, DRAM reset is okay, CPU start communicating with the RAM, sending the data to the RAM. If the everything is okay, then CPU should generate this EDP VDD enable signal. If this VDD enable signal is not coming but the RAM is okay, if the DRAM reset is also okay but this signal is not coming, then again the CPU is bad. Then the EDP RAM is okay, and then the display should appear. So friend, in this way you have to follow all the steps one after another. If CPU is not giving the display, you have to follow these steps. If the CPU is not powering on, then you have to follow this step. So in this video I explain test point of the CPU. So you have to follow all this test point, and then I'm 100% sure then you can able to rectify whether the CPU is working or not. I hope you understand this video. Thank you very much.